The weekend had arrived with the promise of adventure. Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe were packed and ready to leave the city behind. Maya, with her natural leadership, had organized everything meticulously. She had chosen the cabin after weeks of research, drawn to its remote location and rustic charm. The drive to the cabin was filled with laughter and light-hearted banter. Alex entertained them with tales of his latest tech projects, his enthusiasm infectious. Chloe's excitement for the trip was palpable. She could hardly wait to immerse herself in nature. Liam, though less vocal about his feelings, was looking forward to proving his friends wrong about the supernatural nonsense they believed in. As the cityscape gave way to winding roads and dense forests, a sense of anticipation grew among them. The conversation shifted to the legends surrounding the woods. Chloe spoke of ancient spirits and hidden treasures, her eyes sparkling with wonder. Liam rolled his eyes but listened, secretly hoping to uncover the truth behind the myths. They arrived at the cabin just as the sun began its descent. The structure stood alone amidst towering trees, its wooden facade weathered but inviting. They unpacked their car, the air filled with the sounds of nature, rustling leaves, distant bird calls, and the occasional chirp of crickets. Maya handed out room assignments, her organizational skills ensuring everyone had a comfortable place to sleep. The interior of the cabin was charmingly rustic, with wooden beams, a stone fireplace, and cozy furnishings. They settled in quickly, eager to explore their temporary home. Liam's curiosity led him to the living room, where he noticed a loose floorboard. His investigative nature kicked in, and with a little effort, he pried it open, revealing a dark, narrow staircase leading down. He called out to the others, and together they descended into the hidden cellar. The cellar was cold and musty, a stark contrast to the cozy cabin above. Their flashlights illuminated the space, revealing shelves lined with old jars and crates filled with forgotten relics. In the center of the room stood a wooden table, and upon it lay the Liber Malorum. The book's cover, bound in what looked like human skin, sent a shiver down Maya's spine. She reached out hesitantly, her fingers brushing against the rough surface. The air grew heavy, as if the very atmosphere was charged with dark energy. Alex, always curious, couldn't resist examining the book closer. The pages were filled with strange symbols and archaic text. Alex's eyes widened with excitement as he recognized some of the symbols as early forms of coding. He began to read an inscription aloud, his voice reverberating through the cellar. The words seemed to hang in the air, each syllable imbued with a sinister power. Unbeknownst to them, those words had awakened something ancient and malevolent. The cabin's lights flickered, and a cold breeze swept through the room. A sense of unease settled over them, but they dismissed it as their imagination playing tricks. They returned upstairs, their discovery leaving a lingering sense of dread. Chloe tried to shake off the feeling by suggesting they start a fire and share some ghost stories. They gathered around the fireplace, the warmth of the flames a comforting contrast to the cold cellar below. As the night wore on, the stories became more elaborate, each tale adding to the eerie atmosphere. Maya recounted the local legend she had read about, a tale of a cursed book that brought misfortune to anyone who found it. Liam scoffed, but Alex and Chloe listened with rapt attention. The first sign of trouble came when the lights began to flicker again. They exchanged uneasy glances, the earlier sense of dread returning. Chloe suggested they check the fuse box, and Liam volunteered to go with her. They made their way to the utility room, the flashlight casting long shadows on the walls. As they examined the fuse box, a sudden noise made them jump. A faint whisper echoed through the room, sending chills down their spines. Liam, ever the skeptic, tried to rationalize it, but Chloe's fear was palpable. They hurried back to the living room, where Maya and Alex were waiting. The atmosphere had shifted. The cabin, once a cozy retreat, now felt oppressive and sinister. They decided to call it a night, hoping that sleep would dispel the unease. But as they settled into their beds, the sense of being watched lingered. Maya lay awake, her mind racing with thoughts of the book and the legend. She couldn't shake the feeling that they had unleashed something beyond their understanding. As she drifted off to sleep, a distant whisper echoed in her mind, a harbinger of the horrors to come. Thus, their journey into darkness had begun, each step drawing them closer to a truth they were not prepared to face. The shadows of the Liber Malorum had been awakened, and their weekend getaway was about to become a fight for survival. Morning came with a deceptive calm. Sunlight filtered through the cabin windows, casting warm, golden rays that seemed to dispel the oppressive atmosphere of the previous night. The group gathered in the kitchen, the smell of coffee and frying bacon providing a semblance of normalcy. Maya busied herself with breakfast, trying to shake off the lingering unease. Alex, ever the early riser, had already set up his laptop on the dining table, keen to document their findings from the cellar. Liam and Chloe joined them, their faces showing the fatigue of a restless night. We should check out that book again today, Alex suggested between sips of coffee. There's something about those symbols. They're a mix of ancient runes and early computer code. It's like someone tried to blend magic and technology. Liam, ever the skeptic, sighed. Or it's just a bunch of gibberish designed to spook people. We should be focusing on enjoying this trip, not chasing ghost stories. Chloe, nibbling on a piece of toast, chimed in. Maybe there's more to it, Liam. Last night didn't feel like just our imaginations. There's something about this place. Maya nodded, her expression serious. We need to be cautious. Whether or not you believe in the supernatural, that book is something we shouldn't mess with lightly. After breakfast, they decided to split up and explore the area around the cabin. Chloe wanted to take some photographs of the surrounding forest, and Liam volunteered to join her, hoping to find some evidence to debunk their fears. Maya and Alex stayed behind to investigate the book further. As Chloe and Liam ventured into the woods, the dense canopy of trees cast dappled shadows on the forest floor. Chloe's camera clicked continuously, capturing the serene beauty of their surroundings. Liam, however, was more interested in searching for rational explanations. Look at this, Liam said, pointing to a series of strange markings on a tree trunk. Probably just animal scratches, right? Chloe studied the markings, her brow furrowing. Maybe. Or it could be something else. This place feels different, Liam. Like there's an old presence watching us. Liam shook his head, a half-smile on his lips. You and your supernatural theories. It's just a cabin in the woods. There's nothing here but trees and wildlife. Back at the cabin, Maya and Alex had returned to the cellar. The Liber Malorum lay on the table, its presence almost magnetic. Alex had brought his laptop and some reference books, determined to decode the mysterious symbols. These symbols here, Alex pointed to a page, they're like early binary code. It's almost like a rudimentary form of programming. Maya peered over his shoulder, her curiosity piqued. So you think someone tried to merge magic with technology? But why? And who? Alex shrugged, his eyes fixed on the book. No idea. But I intend to find out. Hours passed as they pored over the book, each discovery leading to more questions. The symbols seemed to tell a story of an ancient entity bound by dark magic, its power harnessed through the fusion of mystical and technological means. The more they read, the clearer it became that the book was far more than a simple artifact. Meanwhile, in the woods, Chloe and Liam stumbled upon an old, overgrown path. Intrigued, they followed it until they reached a small clearing. In the center stood a stone altar, covered in moss and vines. Strange symbols, similar to those in the book, were carved into its surface. Now this is interesting, Chloe said, snapping photos. Looks like some kind of ancient ritual site. Liam examined the altar, a frown creasing his forehead. It's just an old stone. There's nothing mystical about it. But even as he spoke, a chill ran down his spine. The air around the altar felt charged, as if echoing with the remnants of past ceremonies. Chloe, sensing his discomfort, suggested they head back to the cabin. By the time they returned, the sun was beginning to set. Maya and Alex met them at the door, their expressions grave. We've been able to decode some of the symbols, Alex said. It's definitely a spell book of sorts. And if what we've read is correct, it's incredibly dangerous. Liam sighed, frustration evident in his voice. We're here for a weekend getaway, not to play ghost hunters. Can we just forget about the book and enjoy ourselves? Maya shook her head. We can't ignore this, Liam. We need to understand what we're dealing with. It's not just about us anymore, it's about what we might have unleashed. Reluctantly, Liam agreed to help with their research. As darkness fell, they gathered around the fireplace once more, the Liber Malorum open on the coffee table. The flickering firelight cast eerie shadows, adding to the sense of foreboding. Maya took a deep breath, her voice steady. We need to figure out a way to neutralize whatever we've awakened. This isn't just a simple camping trip anymore. It's a fight for our survival. The room fell silent as her words sank in. The cozy cabin that had promised relaxation and adventure now felt like a trap, its walls closing in with every passing minute. The Liber Malorum lay before them, a testament to the ancient evil they had unwittingly awakened. They spent the rest of the evening combing through the book, each revelation adding to their growing sense of dread. The symbols painted a picture of a malevolent force bound by dark magic, its power harnessed through the fusion of ancient rituals and early technology. The more they read, the more they realized the magnitude of the danger they faced. As midnight approached, they decided to call it a night. Exhausted and uneasy, they retreated to their rooms, the ominous presence of the Liber Malorum lingering in their minds. Sleep came fitfully, plagued by nightmares and restless tossing. Maya awoke in the early hours, a soft whisper echoing in her ears. She sat up, straining to hear, but the cabin was silent. Shaking off the unsettling feeling, she made her way to the kitchen, hoping a cup of tea would calm her nerves. She was joined by Alex, who looked equally troubled. "Couldn't sleep either?" he asked, his voice hushed. Maya nodded, pouring hot water into a mug. "This place, it's like it's alive. I keep hearing things, feeling like we're being watched." Alex ran a hand through his hair, sighing. "I know what you mean. This book, it's not just a relic. It's a key to something dark. And I'm afraid we've only scratched the surface." As they sat in the dimly lit kitchen, the weight of their discovery pressed heavily upon them. The cabin, once a beacon of escape, had become a prison, its secrets threatening to consume them. The night wore on, each creak of the floorboards and rustle of the trees outside amplifying their fears. The Liber Malorum remained on the coffee table, its presence a constant reminder of the ancient evil they had awakened. Morning would bring no solace, only further descent into the darkness that now surrounded them. The shadows of the Liber Malorum had taken hold, and their fight for survival was only beginning. The dawn light brought little comfort. The group reconvened in the kitchen, their faces haggard from a night of disturbed sleep. The Liber Malorum sat ominously in the center of the table, a tangible reminder of the danger they faced. Maya took charge, her voice firm. "We need to figure out exactly what we're dealing with. We can't let fear paralyze us. We have to find a way to understand and, if possible, reverse whatever we've unleashed." Alex nodded, his expression determined. "I agree. I've been thinking about those symbols and the combination of magic and technology. There's a method to this madness, and we need to decipher it." Liam, though still skeptical, was visibly shaken by the previous night's events. "Fine, but let's be practical about this. We need to stay grounded and not let our imaginations run wild." Chloe, ever the believer in the supernatural, offered a compromise. "Maybe we can approach this from both angles, rational analysis and open-minded exploration. We can't dismiss either possibility." They divided their tasks, with Alex and Maya focusing on decoding more of the book's contents, while Liam and Chloe explored the surrounding area for additional clues. Armed with cameras, notebooks, and a renewed sense of purpose, they set out to unravel the mysteries of the Liber Malorum. Alex and Maya spent hours in the dimly lit cellar, the book spread out on the table before them. Alex's laptop buzzed with activity as he cross-referenced the symbols with various databases and ancient texts. Maya took detailed notes, her keen eye catching patterns and connections that eluded even Alex's technical expertise. "This section here," Alex pointed to a particularly dense page of symbols, "it seems to describe a ritual of binding. It's like a spell designed to trap a powerful entity." Maya leaned in closer, her finger tracing the lines of text. "And this part talks about sacrifices and offerings. Blood, bones, and technology. It's like they were trying to create a hybrid form of magic." Alex nodded, his mind racing. "Exactly. And if we can understand how this binding spell works, we might be able to find a way to reverse it." Meanwhile, Liam and Chloe ventured deeper into the woods, their path guided by the strange symbols they had discovered the previous day. The forest seemed to close in around them, the air growing thicker with each step. The sense of being watched was ever present, an unseen force trailing their every move. They reached the stone altar again, its carvings eerily familiar. Chloe's camera clicked as she documented every detail, her breath visible in the chill air. Liam examined the carvings more closely, noting the similarities to the symbols in the book. "Look at this," Chloe said, pointing to a specific section of the altar. "These symbols match the ones in the book. It's like this place was used for the same kind of rituals." Liam frowned, his skepticism wavering. "But why here? And who would have performed these rituals?" Chloe shook her head, her eyes wide with wonder. "I don't know. But it feels like we're on the verge of something big. We need to take this back to the cabin and show the others." As they made their way back, the forest seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy. Shadows shifted and twisted in the corners of their vision, and the whispering wind carried faint echoes of past horrors. They quickened their pace, eager to reunite with Maya and Alex. Back at the cabin, they laid out their findings on the dining table. The photos of the altar, combined with the decoded symbols from the book, painted a chilling picture. The rituals described were indeed ancient and dark, designed to harness and control a powerful entity. "This is more than just a curse," Maya said, her voice tinged with fear. "It's like a contract. Whoever created this book wanted to bind an ancient force to their will. And we've somehow triggered it." Alex's eyes widened with realization. The technological aspects, they were trying to enhance the magic, make it more powerful. It's like a fusion of old and new forms of control. Liam, though visibly shaken, tried to maintain a rational perspective. "So what does this mean for us? How do we stop it?" Maya took a deep breath, her mind racing. "We need to find a way to reverse the binding spell. There has to be a counter-ritual, something that can undo what's been done." Chloe's eyes brightened with hope. "Maybe we can find it in the book. We just need to keep decoding and searching." As they delved deeper into their research, the day passed in a blur. The sense of urgency grew with each passing hour, the realization that they were racing against time pressing heavily upon them. The cabin's oppressive atmosphere seemed to close in, the walls echoing with whispers of the past. Night fell, bringing with it a renewed sense of dread. The group gathered around the fireplace once more, the flickering flames casting long shadows that danced on the walls. The Liber Malorum lay open on the coffee table, its dark secrets taunting them. Maya spoke first, her voice steady despite the fear that gripped her heart. "We're in this together. We need to stay strong and focused. We can't let this thing divide us." Alex nodded, his eyes locked on the book. "Agreed. We'll find the answer. We have to." Liam, though still skeptical, offered his support. "I'll do whatever it takes to help. Let's get through this." Chloe smiled, her belief in the supernatural unwavering. "We've got this. We just need to keep pushing forward." As the night wore on, they continued their research, each revelation bringing them closer to understanding the true nature of the Liber Malorum. The shadows of the ancient book loomed large, their fight for survival growing more desperate with each passing moment. Their journey into darkness had only just begun, and the path ahead was fraught with danger and uncertainty. But united in their resolve, They faced the unknown together, determined to unravel the mysteries of the Liber Malorum and banish the ancient evil that threatened to consume them. The next morning brought a pall of tension that even the bright sunlight couldn't dispel. The group gathered for a hurried breakfast, their minds preoccupied with the growing sense of dread. The Liber Malorum sat on the table, its presence dominating their thoughts. Maya took charge once more. "We need to keep working on this. Alex and I will continue decoding the book. Liam, Chloe, can you search the surrounding area for more clues? There might be something we've missed." Liam nodded, though his skepticism was giving way to a more practical concern for their safety. Chloe agreed enthusiastically, her camera at the ready. As Liam and Chloe headed out into the woods, Maya and Alex settled in the cellar with the book. They had made significant progress in understanding the symbols, but the more they uncovered, the darker the picture became. "This section here," Alex pointed to a series of intricate symbols, "it describes a ritual of summoning. It's like they were trying to bring something forth from another realm." Maya's brow furrowed. "And if we've accidentally activated it, we need to find a way to reverse it before it's too late." Their work was interrupted by a sudden, loud crash from upstairs. They exchanged worried glances before rushing to investigate. In the living room, they found the source of the noise. A large, antique mirror had fallen from the wall, shattering into countless pieces. "What the hell?" Alex muttered, his eyes wide with shock. Maya knelt down, examining the broken glass. "It's like something pushed it. But there's no one else here." A chill ran down Alex's spine. "Do you think it's the entity? The one we might have summoned?" Maya stood up, her expression grim. "I don't know. But we need to be more careful. This thing is real, and it's powerful." Meanwhile, in the woods, Liam and Chloe had discovered a new path, hidden by overgrown vegetation. They followed it cautiously, their senses heightened by the oppressive atmosphere. "This place gives me the creeps," Liam said, his voice low. "It's like the forest is alive, watching us." Chloe nodded, snapping photos as they walked. "I feel it too. But we need to find anything that might help us understand what we're dealing with." The path led them to an old, abandoned cabin, its wooden structure barely holding together. Strange symbols were carved into the doorframe, similar to those in the Liber Malorum. "This must be connected to the rituals," Chloe said, her voice trembling with excitement. "We need to explore it." Liam hesitated, his instincts screaming at him to turn back. But Chloe's determination was infectious, and he found himself following her inside. The interior was dark and musty, filled with broken furniture and decaying remnants of the past. Chloe's camera flashed, capturing the eerie details. Liam scanned the room, his flashlight revealing more symbols carved into the walls. "What is this place?" he muttered, a sense of foreboding settling over him. Chloe pointed to a dusty, old book lying on a table. "Look at this. It might have more information about the rituals." As they approached the book, a sudden, violent gust of wind blew through the cabin, slamming the door shut. They jumped, their hearts racing. "We need to get out of here," Liam said, his voice edged with panic. Chloe nodded, grabbing the book. "Let's go." They raced back to their cabin, the sense of being pursued driving them forward. When they burst through the door, Maya and Alex looked up, alarmed. What happened? Maya asked, her eyes wide with concern. We found another cabin, Liam said, breathless. And this book? It's got more of those symbols. Chloe laid the book on the table, her hands shaking. We think it's connected to the rituals. There might be something in here that can help us. Maya and Alex examined the book, their faces grim. The symbols and text were similar to those in the Liber Malorum, reinforcing the connection between the two books. This is incredible, Alex said. It's like a companion book, explaining more about the rituals and the entity they were trying to summon. Maya nodded, flipping through the pages. We need to cross-reference this with the Liber Malorum. There might be something here that can help us reverse the summoning. As they delved into the new book, the cabin seemed to close in around them. The air grew colder, and the sense of an unseen presence intensified. Shadows flickered at the edge of their vision, and the whispering voices grew louder. Chloe shivered, her eyes darting around the room. I don't like this. It feels like we're being watched. Liam nodded, his face pale. We need to figure this out fast. I don't think we have much time. Hours passed as they worked, their minds racing to decode the complex symbols and text. The new book provided crucial insights, revealing the dark history of the rituals and the entity they were dealing with. This entity, Maya said, her voice barely above a whisper, it feeds on fear and despair. The rituals were designed to bind it, but they also give it power. Alex nodded, his expression grim. And if we've inadvertently awakened it, we need to find a way to bind it again. There has to be a counter-ritual. Chloe's eyes widened as she read a passage aloud. Here it is. A ritual to bind the entity and reverse the summoning. But it requires specific ingredients, blood, bone, and a technological device. Maya's face hardened with resolve. We need to gather these ingredients and perform the ritual. It's our only chance. The group sprang into action, each member assigned a task. Alex worked on finding the technological device, Liam and Chloe searched for bones in the surrounding area, and Maya prepared herself for the blood offering. As night fell, the cabin's atmosphere grew even more oppressive. The whispering voices intensified, and the shadows seemed to move of their own accord. Fear gripped their hearts, but they pressed on, determined to complete the ritual. Maya gathered the necessary items, her hands shaking as she prepared the ritual space. The instructions from the book were clear, but the danger was palpable. She knew that failure was not an option. The group reconvened in the living room, the air thick with tension. Maya laid out the ingredients, her voice steady despite the fear in her eyes. Here goes nothing, she said, taking a deep breath. As she began the ritual, a sudden, violent force swept through the cabin, extinguishing the lights and plunging them into darkness. The air crackled with energy, and the entity's presence became almost tangible. Maya's voice rose above the chaos, chanting the ancient words from the book. The others held their breath, their eyes wide with fear and hope. The ritual seemed to drag on forever, each moment an eternity of suspense. Finally, with a surge of willpower, Maya completed the ritual. A blinding light filled the room, and the entity's presence was torn from their midst, banished back into the darkness from which it came. The cabin fell silent, the oppressive atmosphere lifting. They stared at each other, Dazed and exhausted, the realization of their success slowly sinking in. "We did it," Alex whispered, his voice filled with awe. "We actually did it." Maya nodded, tears of relief streaming down her face. "It's over. We're safe." As dawn broke, they stumbled out of the cabin, leaving the Liber Malorum behind. The forest, once a place of fear, now felt peaceful and serene. They walked away, their hearts light with the knowledge that they had faced the darkness and emerged victorious, but as they left, a single, disembodied voice whispered from the woods, a chilling reminder that the entity's power was not completely vanquished. The shadows of the Liber Malorum would always linger, a testament to the ancient evil that had been awakened. Their weekend getaway had turned into a nightmare, but they had survived. And though the memory of the Liber Malorum would haunt them, they knew they had the strength to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The group emerged from the ordeal with a newfound sense of camaraderie and resilience. As they made their way back to civilization, the weight of the Liber Malorum lifted from their shoulders, replaced by a quiet determination to move forward. Their journey back was filled with moments of reflection and introspection. Liam, once the staunch skeptic, found himself re-evaluating his beliefs in the face of undeniable evidence. Chloe, ever the free spirit, marveled at the resilience of the human spirit and the power of unity in the face of adversity. Maya and Alex, the leaders in their own right, pondered the lessons learned from their harrowing experience. They knew that the shadow of the Liber Malorum would linger, a reminder of the dangers that lurked in the darkness. But they also carried with them the knowledge that they were capable of overcoming even the greatest of challenges. As they reached civilization once more, they parted ways, each carrying the memories of their shared ordeal with them. But they knew that they were forever bound by the bonds forged in the crucible of their shared struggle. Months passed, and life returned to normalcy. But the memory of the cabin in the woods and the ancient evil they had faced remained etched in their minds. They went about their lives, but they were forever changed by the experience. For Maya and Alex, the adventure sparked a new passion for the supernatural and the unknown. They continued their research, determined to uncover the mysteries of the occult and prevent others from falling victim to the same fate. Liam, though still skeptical by nature, found himself more open to the possibility of the paranormal. He continued to seek rational explanations for the unexplained, but he no longer dismissed the supernatural out of hand. Chloe, ever the wanderer, embarked on new adventures with a renewed sense of purpose. She traveled the world, seeking out places of mystery and intrigue, always mindful of the lessons learned in the cabin in the woods. And though they went their separate ways, the bond forged in the crucible of their shared struggle remained unbroken. They would always be connected by the memory of the Liber Malorum and the harrowing ordeal they had faced together. As for the cabin itself, it remained a place of mystery and danger, a warning to those who dared to tread where they should not. The forest reclaimed its domain, and the whispers of the ancient evil faded into the wind. But somewhere, deep in the heart of the woods, the shadow of the Liber Malorum lingered, a reminder that some secrets are best left undisturbed. And though the entity had been banished for now, its power remained, a dormant force waiting to be awakened once more. Months turned into years, but the memory of the cabin in the woods and the horrors they had faced refused to fade. Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe carried the weight of their shared experience with them, a constant reminder of the fragility of their world. For Maya and Alex, the encounter with the ancient evil ignited a passion for uncovering the truth behind the paranormal. They dedicated themselves to studying ancient texts, delving into occult mysteries, and seeking out others who had encountered similar phenomena. Together, they formed a tight-knit network of investigators, determined to shine a light into the darkest corners of the unknown. Their research led them to uncover more about the entity they had faced in the cabin. They learned of its origins, its purpose, and its insatiable hunger for power. They knew that, despite their victory, the entity still lurked in the shadows, biding its time until it could rise again. Liam, though initially reluctant to embrace the supernatural, found himself drawn deeper into the world of the occult. He became a staunch ally to Maya and Alex, using his skeptical mind to provide a rational counterpoint to their investigations. Together, they formed a formidable team, united in their quest to protect the world from the forces of darkness. Chloe, ever the wanderer, continued to explore the world with a sense of wonder and curiosity. But she carried with her the scars of their encounter in the woods, a constant reminder of the dangers that lurked beyond the veil of reality. She remained vigilant, always on the lookout for signs of the supernatural, ready to lend her support to her friends whenever they called. As the years passed, they encountered more mysteries and faced more dangers, each one testing their resolve and strengthening their bond. They traveled to remote corners of the globe, investigated ancient ruins and haunted locales, and confronted entities beyond human comprehension, but through it all, they remained united, their friendship forged in the crucible of their shared struggle. And though the shadow of the Liber Malorum still loomed large, they faced the future with courage and determination, ready to confront whatever darkness lay ahead. Despite their vigilance and determination, the group could not foresee the new threat that loomed on the horizon. It began with subtle signs, strange occurrences, unexplained disappearances, and whispers of ancient evils stirring. Once more, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe found themselves drawn into a web of intrigue and danger unlike anything they had faced before. Their investigations led them to uncover a sinister conspiracy, orchestrated by a shadowy organization with ties to the darkest corners of the occult. As they delved deeper into the mystery, they realized that their previous encounter with the Liber Malorum was merely the tip of the iceberg. The entity they had banished was but one piece of a larger puzzle, a pawn in a game of cosmic proportions. With each revelation, the danger grew more palpable, and the stakes higher than ever before. The group found themselves facing enemies more cunning and powerful than anything they had encountered previously. They were outmatched, outgunned, and running out of time, but they refused to back down. Drawing on their collective strength and determination, they vowed to uncover the truth behind the conspiracy and put an end to the threat once and for all. It would be their greatest challenge yet, a battle that would test their bonds and push them to their limits. As they prepared to confront the darkness once more, they knew that they would need every ounce of courage, cunning, and determination to emerge victorious. The shadow of the Liber Malorum may have faded, but a new, even greater threat had risen in its place, and so, with the weight of the world on their shoulders, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe set out to face their destiny, ready to confront the unknown and protect humanity from the forces that sought to destroy it. Armed with newfound knowledge and resolve, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe embarked on their most perilous journey yet. They traversed treacherous terrain, braved ancient ruins, and faced down hordes of supernatural foes, all in pursuit of the truth behind the shadowy conspiracy. Their quest led them to the heart of darkness itself, a hidden fortress shrouded in mystery and protected by powerful wards. But they would not be deterred. With courage in their hearts and determination in their souls, they breached the fortress walls and confronted their adversaries head-on. What they found inside was beyond their wildest nightmares. The shadowy organization that had orchestrated the conspiracy was led by a powerful sorcerer, wielding dark magic and ancient artifacts with deadly precision. He revealed himself to be the puppet master behind the events that had unfolded, his ambition stretching back centuries. But Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe were not alone in their fight. Allies, both human and supernatural, rallied to their cause, lending their strength to the battle against the forces of darkness. Together, they fought with all their might, their skills and determination pushing them to the brink of exhaustion. In the midst of the chaos, Maya and Alex uncovered the true source of the sorcerer's power, an ancient artifact of unimaginable potency, capable of reshaping reality itself. With this knowledge in hand, they devised a daring plan to destroy the artifact and weaken the sorcerer's hold on the world. As the final confrontation reached its climax, Maya and Alex faced off against the sorcerer in a duel of magic and willpower. Liam and Chloe fought valiantly by their side, holding off waves of minions and protecting their friends from harm. With a final, desperate gambit, Maya and Alex unleashed all their power against the artifact, shattering it into 1,000 pieces and severing the sorcerer's connection to its dark energies. In a blinding flash of light, the fortress shook and crumbled, its malevolent influence dissipating into the ether. As the dust settled and the echoes of battle faded, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe stood victorious, their enemies vanquished and the world saved from certain destruction. But their victory came at a cost, scars, both physical and emotional, that would never fully heal. Yet, amidst the ruins of the fortress, they found hope. Hope for a future free from tyranny and oppression, where humanity could flourish without fear of the unknown. And though their journey had been fraught with danger and uncertainty, they knew that they had emerged stronger, wiser, and more united than ever before. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that as long as they stood together, they could overcome any obstacle and triumph over any foe. For Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe were more than just friends, they were warriors, bound by fate and destiny, destined to shape the world with their courage and determination. In the aftermath of their victory, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe emerged from the ruins of the fortress, battered but unbowed. They surveyed the landscape before them, the scars of battle still fresh in their minds, but the promise of a new beginning on the horizon. Together, they began the arduous task of rebuilding, not just the physical world around them, but also the bonds of friendship and trust that had been tested in the crucible of their shared struggle. They tended to their wounds, both seen and unseen, offering support and solace to one another in their time of need. As they worked, they reflected on the journey that had brought them to this moment, the trials and tribulations, the victories and defeats, and the unwavering strength of their friendship that had seen them through it all. They knew that they had faced the darkness and emerged victorious, but they also understood that their journey was far from over. With renewed purpose and determination, they set out to make the world a better place, not just for themselves, but for all those who had been touched by the shadow of the Liber Malorum and the forces of darkness it had unleashed. They became beacons of hope and inspiration, guiding others through the darkness and showing them that even in the darkest of times, there is always light to be found. Their adventures continued, taking them to far-off lands and distant realms, each journey bringing them closer together and strengthening their resolve to protect the world from the forces of evil. They faced new challenges and encountered new allies, forging bonds that would stand the test of time and shape the destiny of the world itself. But amidst the chaos and turmoil of their adventures, they never forgot the lessons they had learned in the cabin in the woods, the importance of friendship, courage, and above all, hope. For no matter how dire the situation, they knew that as long as they stood together, they could overcome any obstacle and triumph over any foe. And so, as they looked to the future with hope and optimism, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them head-on, united in their quest to protect the world from the darkness that lurked in the shadows. For they were more than just friends, they were warriors, bound by fate and destiny, and destined to shape the world with their courage and determination. As time passed and the memories of their adventures began to fade, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe found themselves drawn back to the cabin in the woods, the place where their journey had begun, and where the seeds of their friendship had been sown. They returned not as adventurers seeking danger, but as guardians watching over a place of great significance. The cabin had become a symbol of their shared experiences, reminder of the trials they had faced and the bonds that had been forged in the fires of adversity. Together, they worked to preserve the cabin and its surroundings, transforming it into a sanctuary for those seeking solace and refuge from the chaos of the world. They erected wards and protective charms to ward off any lingering traces of the darkness that had once threatened to consume them. But even as they tended to the physical remnants of their past, they could not escape the legacy of the Liber Malorum, the ancient evil that had lurked within its pages and threatened to tear their world apart. Though they had banished the entity and destroyed the artifact that had empowered it, they knew that the shadow of the Liber Malorum would always linger, a reminder of the dangers that lurked in the darkness, and so, they remained vigilant, ever watchful for signs of its return. They continued their research and investigations, seeking out knowledge and allies to aid them in their eternal struggle against the forces of evil. But amidst the darkness, there was also light, the light of friendship, hope, and the unwavering belief that no matter how dire the situation, they would always prevail as long as they stood together. And so, as they stood before the cabin in the woods, bathed in the warm glow of the setting sun, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe knew that their journey was far from over. But they also knew that as long as they remained united, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead with courage, determination, and the unshakable belief that good would always triumph over evil in the end. As the years passed, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe found themselves embarking on new adventures, each one bringing them closer together and strengthening the bonds of friendship that had sustained them through the darkest of times. They faced new challenges with courage and determination, drawing on the lessons they had learned in their earlier trials. Whether it was battling ancient curses, uncovering hidden artifacts, or thwarting the schemes of would-be tyrants, they faced each obstacle with unwavering resolve and a steadfast belief in each other. But amidst the chaos and danger of their adventures, they always found time to cherish the moments of camaraderie and companionship that had become the hallmark of their friendship. Whether it was sharing stories around a campfire, exploring new places together, or simply enjoying each other's company, they knew that their bond was unbreakable. And as they faced the trials and tribulations of life, they found solace in the knowledge that they were never alone. Through laughter and tears, triumphs and setbacks, they stood by each other's side, offering support, encouragement, and unwavering loyalty. Their adventures took them to the farthest reaches of the globe and beyond, each journey a testament to the strength of their friendship and the power of their collective spirit. And though they faced many challenges along the way, they always emerged stronger, wiser, and more united than ever before. As they looked to the future with hope and optimism, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe knew that no matter what trials lay ahead, they would face them together, bound by the bonds of friendship that had stood the test of time. For they were more than just friends, they were family, united in their quest to protect the world from the forces of darkness and ensure that hope and light always prevailed in the end. Despite the passage of time, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe remained ever vigilant, their watchful eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of the darkness that had once threatened to consume them. They knew that their journey was far from over, and that the forces of evil were always lurking in the shadows, waiting for their moment to strike. But they were not afraid, for they knew that as long as they stood together, they could face any challenge that came their way. They continued their research and investigations, seeking out knowledge and allies to aid them in their eternal struggle against the darkness. Their adventures took them to the farthest corners of the globe and beyond, each journey bringing them closer to unraveling the mysteries of the universe and uncovering the secrets that lay hidden in the darkness. And though they faced many trials along the way, they always emerged stronger, more determined, and more united than ever before. But even as they fought to protect the world from the forces of evil, they never forgot the lessons they had learned in the cabin in the woods, the importance of friendship, courage, and above all, hope. For no matter how dark the night may seem, they knew that the dawn would always come, bringing with it the promise of a new day and a new beginning. And so, as they stood together, their hands clasped in solidarity, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe vowed to continue their eternal vigil, to stand as guardians against the darkness and to ensure that the light of hope would never be extinguished. For they knew that as long as they remained true to each other and to the values they held dear, they would always triumph over evil and emerge victorious in the end. As the years stretched on, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe found themselves facing a world that was ever-changing and unpredictable. But through it all, they remained steadfast in their commitment to each other and to the ideals that had guided them from the very beginning. Their adventures continued, taking them to new and uncharted territories, where they encountered ancient civilizations, mystical creatures, and hidden wonders beyond their wildest dreams. Each journey brought with it new challenges and new dangers, but they faced them with the same courage and determination that had carried them through their earlier trials. But amidst the chaos and uncertainty of their adventures, they also found moments of peace and tranquility, moments where they could simply be themselves, free from the burdens of the world and the responsibilities of their quest. They cherished these moments, knowing that they were a precious gift in a world filled with darkness and despair. And as they journeyed onwards, they began to see signs of hope, signs that the world was changing for the better, and that the forces of light were beginning to triumph over the forces of darkness. They saw communities coming together, people standing up for what they believed in, and the seeds of a brighter future being sown. But they also knew that their work was far from over. There were still battles to be fought, injustices to be righted, and mysteries to be unraveled. And though they faced many challenges along the way, they knew that as long as they stood together, they could overcome anything that stood in their path. And so, as they journeyed onwards into the unknown, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe did so with hope in their hearts and courage in their souls. For they knew that no matter what trials lay ahead, they would face them together, united in their quest to protect the world and ensure that the light of hope would always shine bright. As time marched inexorably forward, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe began to realize that they could not continue their adventures forever. Their bodies grew weary, their minds weary, but their spirits remained as strong as ever. They knew that the time had come to pass the torch to a new generation, to those who would carry on their legacy and continue the fight against the forces of darkness. And so, they began to seek out worthy successors, those who had the courage, the determination, and the unwavering spirit needed to take up the mantle of guardianship. Their search led them to 4 young individuals, each possessing their own unique talents and strengths, but united by a shared sense of purpose and a desire to make the world a better place. Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe took them under their wing, sharing with them the knowledge and wisdom they had acquired over their many years of adventuring. Together, they embarked on one final journey, a journey to confront a new threat that threatened to plunge the world into darkness once more. It was a journey fraught with danger and uncertainty, but they faced it with the same courage and determination that had carried them through their earlier trials. As they battled against the forces of evil, they passed on their knowledge and experience to their young protégés, teaching them the importance of friendship, courage, and above all, hope. And though the road was long and perilous, they knew that with the guidance of their mentors, they would emerge victorious in the end, and emerge victorious they did. Together, the old and the new generation stood side by side, united in their determination to protect the world from the forces of darkness. And though they knew that their journey was far from over, they faced the future with hope and optimism, knowing that as long as they stood together, they could overcome any obstacle and triumph over any foe. And so, as Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe looked upon their young protégés with pride and admiration, they knew that their legacy would live on, not just in the adventures they had shared, but in the hearts and minds of those who would carry on their work for generations to come. For they had proven that no matter how dark the night may seem, the light of hope would always shine bright in the end. As the sun began to set on their final adventure, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe felt a sense of peace wash over them. They knew that their time as guardians was coming to an end, but they also knew that their legacy would live on in the hearts and minds of those they had touched along the way. Together, they stood on the precipice of a new dawn, ready to embrace whatever the future held in store. They had faced countless challenges, battled against unimaginable odds, and emerged victorious time and time again. And though their journey had been long and arduous, they would not have traded it for anything in the world. As they looked back on their adventures, they felt a sense of gratitude for the experiences they had shared and the friendships they had forged. They knew that they had made a difference in the world, no matter how small, and that their actions had helped to shape the course of history for generations to come. But as they prepared to part ways for the final time, they also knew that their journey was far from over. For even as they passed the torch to a new generation, they understood that the fight against the forces of darkness would never truly end. It was an endless journey, one that would continue long after they were gone, and so, as they bid farewell to each other and to the world they had fought so hard to protect, Maya, Alex, Liam, and Chloe did so with a sense of peace and fulfillment in their hearts. For they knew that no matter where life took them, they would always be bound together by the memories of their adventures and the bonds of friendship that had sustained them through it all. and as they disappeared into the sunset, their laughter echoing in the wind, they knew that their legacy would live on, not just in the stories they had shared, but in the hearts of all those who had been touched by their courage, their strength, and their unwavering belief in the power of hope, for theirs was a legacy that would endure for all time, a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. And though their journey had come to an end, their legacy would live on, a beacon of hope in a world filled with uncertainty and doubt.